Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Had to hit the opera on you nookers. Now, basically, when we think of overrated, we think of a guy or woman who is getting overly praised, yet, when they get criticism, everybody seems to be like, look, it doesn't matter. You know, they're great in their own right. They're good in their own right. They didn't have this person. They didn't have that person. And I just sit back and look like, okay, but this dude's been blessed with the talent around him. He has a good coach to great coach, a Hall of Fame coach. And yet it's like, you know, what's going on? You would want to see more out of them. You would want to see them go to the next level. You would want them to be better than what they've been presenting. And what I mean by this and what I'm going at is Peyton Manning is the most overrated quarterback or football player I have ever seen. This guy gets so much praise, so much gratification when this guy choked a lot in a lot of the big games. He choked. But because he won MVPs, the year that Steve McNair won, him and Steve McNair had co-MVP seasons. Peyton Manning was not touching Steve McNair that year. Steve McNair was carrying a Titans team. His best receiver, I believe, was I can't even think of his best. Hold on. Because Peyton Manning gets a lot of praise when you had Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Marvin Harrison, first ballot Hall of Famer, you know. And not only that, Reggie Wayne should be in the Hall of Fame as well. You know, Reggie Wayne was a dog. He was a dog. Now, he had Frank Wycheck, I remember, and he had Eddie George, and I forgot the other receiver name. Because I'm trying to think. Right. They had Derek Mason and Lorenzo Neal on the front. They had Javon Curse on the outside. Peyton Manning had Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, Edgerrin James, and yet he still was flaming out in the playoffs. And one of the reasons why, and this is to me, I hope Pat Mahomes doesn't fall under this category. I hope he doesn't become like Peyton, which is throw like for 30, 40, 50 attempts and expect to win. His offenses were vanilla. Peyton Manning could not read front sevens. He couldn't read front sevens. That's why Jeff Saturday got paid the big dollars, because Jeff Saturday read the front seven for him and would give him calls. Now, coverages, easy. If you play a vanilla defense against Peyton Manning, he'll pick you apart. certain defenses he could do well against. The Ravens, he did well against the Ravens defense. But when he played Pittsburgh or the Patriots or the Chargers, who ran a heavy 3-4, the Ravens only ran a little bit of the 34, but they more were a 46 defense. They played like the Chicago Bears defense, except their safeties and corners could cover a little better because by this point it's more passing than it was in 85 with going against the Bears. But yeah, he struggled against those teams because he can't read front sevens. He doesn't know how to read who's the mic and who's coming and who's not. And that's why a lot of teams who ran the 34 defense were very effective against him. And then the Seahawks, where he got blown out in the Super Bowl, he had a good team. That defense was solid. His offense was decent. But yet, Peyton Manning couldn't get them over the hump. Peyton Manning has made the playoffs 15 times. But he has lost in the first round on 9 of those occasions. He's the only QB in NFL history to lose his first playoff game that often, and 5 of those losses came at home after the Colts had enjoyed a first round bye. He's a choker. He's always been. You guys try to compare him and Brady. It's no comparison. If Tom Brady had Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison and Edgerrin James, what the hell you think Tom Brady would have done? So, and then as much as I don't like Eli, in the playoffs, Eli Manning. Eli Manning. Eli Manning was 8-4 in 12 postseason starts. And he owns the franchise playoff records. He was 8-4. Eli Manning had something Peyton didn't have, the clutch gene. Now, Eli wouldn't make the playoffs a lot. Like, he'll struggle. If you don't have the right team around Eli, he's going to struggle. But if you get Eli to the playoffs, it's trouble. That's why people were mad at Odell Beckham, because he went on that boat trip with a lot of his fellow players, which I don't know why you're on a boat trip with like 6, 7 guys with your shirt off, with no women in the picture. It's like, this is very suspect. And I see probably why Carucci isn't with Victor Cruz anymore. Wink, wink. Now, in college, his team you had Jamal Lewis, Sean Bryson, Philip Crosby, Travis Stevens. You had David Martin, who was a beast, Cedric Wilson, Jermaine Copeland, Marcus Nash, Peerless Price, Travis Henry at running back. This dude had a squad. He had a squad. And he couldn't win the big games. He could not beat the Florida Gators. But guess what? Eli Manning owns the Florida Gators. Eli Manning won more big games than Peyton Manning has ever done. Now, I'm not saying Eli's a better overall quarterback than Peyton. He's not. The only difference is Eli Manning is a lot clutcher than Peyton Manning when it counts. He's a lot clutcher. And this isn't to hate on Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was a great quarterback, Probably the greatest regular season quarterback we've ever seen. But when you get to the playoffs and people are game planning against you and just you, he has a hard time overcoming that. He lost to the Chargers a lot, the Steelers, the Patriots, when a lot of those teams were not as good as his team. Now, some of his defenses were poorish, but if you know they're poorish, why wouldn't you run the ball? This is why I never liked it, Peyton, because he had Edgerrin James back there and he barely gave him the ball. It wasn't until Joe Adai came that he had to learn to give up sometimes throwing all the time. Then in the Super Bowl against the Saints, he threw the pick six to lose the game. Have y'all forgotten about that? Y'all forgot? Who did it? How do we say it? Oh, how they forgot. Man, this dude used to throw games away. I used to be like, what is this bum doing? He is the master of choking. Then in his last Super Bowl with the Broncos, the defense and the running game carried him. He was about to blow the series. He was about to blow the game throwing all these ducks in the air. So this is part one. I got some more stuff coming. Sorry I didn't do a StreamYard, everybody. I was tired. I had a long day working. We work Saturday, and the thing about working Saturday, we have to cover more areas. We got to do like 3 or 4 areas on Saturday, whereas during the week, we just cover one area. So let me know in the comment section, do you agree, disagree, or you're like, I'm a hater? Let me know in the comment section what you think. But Peyton Manning is one of the most overrated players in history, and it's a travesty that they put him in the top 5. To me, he is more near the top 8, 9, maybe 10. The only reason he's in my top 10 is because Peyton was a great regular season quarterback. Like, the dude made the playoffs every damn year. It was a monster. Shout out to everybody, man. Make sure you guys go to Who Did It This Time's page. Who Did It stays dropping that heat for you. And make sure you guys keep supporting the page, man. You know, we're growing. The last stream, y'all, we did, man, it was off the chain. Everybody keep telling me that was a great live stream. Y'all were awesome. And I like to thank you guys, man. Nick, Donnie, who else? Sterling, Sean Riley. That's my little bro, man. Sean Riley, man. That's my guy there. Joe Cool. Everybody who came down. If I missed you, oh yeah, Q. I can't believe I forgot Q. That's my other Florida boy. Him and Sterling. Can't forget my Florida boys. Q, I don't need Q to come jump me like, HD, man, what you ain't gonna shout out the crib? Man, I got you, Q. I got you, dog. Andrew Walker, Andre Bailey, man, Steve Alexander, everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. Who else? I had somebody else. That's about it, man. If I missed you, I apologize. I'll get you on the next video. Oh yeah, LB so wavy. So wavy. LB so wavy. So wavy. LB so wavy. That's my guy there. That boy that funny. So thank you all for listening, man. And shout out to Outlaw, man. The Outlaw. You know what I mean? So I'm sounding like Nick now. Know what I mean? Thank you for listening. We out. Daisy.